Okay, fourth time we're trying to get this right. First things first, my apologies for not doing a vid for a while. Broke my phone screen, which is why the quality of this vid's so poor. But anyway, moving on. Right, I hit 25 stone 10, and it floored me. I really struggled at that weight. Everyday functioning was terrible. CV was terrible, couldn't breathe. Moving around was so tiring, couldn't sleep. I was even struggled to train. It was ridiculous. So I made the decision to drop the MPP. I'd already dropped low slow-acting Deca 6 weeks before, and I dropped the Oxys 3-4 weeks before that. Sorry, 3-4 weeks before as well. And subsequently dropped quite a lot of water. Feel better, a lot fitter, and can move around a lot easier. So that's been a good move. I'm now running Tren at 1 gram a week, 500 milligram split Tuesday and Friday, and Anavar at 150 mg a day, as well as test still at 2.5 G. Tren's been in a week, so it'll be a bit longer before it really starts to kick. I've changed my training. I'm now doing 1 session TUT, time and attention. Each rep is 10 seconds long, 5 seconds up, 5 seconds down, and I keep constant tension. And rep ranges go 12, 10, 8, 6, and then the weight goes up every set, and I increase the weight. When I hit the 6, I just keep upping the weight till I can't get 6. The following session on that body part is just straight heavy, 6 to 6. So, excuse me, all been well. Had good results of it last time I ran it, so hopefully it'll mix things up a bit and I'll get a good response. All starting to tighten up and recomp for body power. Regarding body power, I've not heard from Rich Piana. I have tried contacting him and I'm not getting an answer, so it looks like that might not be going anywhere. But I'll keep trying, and we'll see what happens. Try to get another CT Fletcher, because I know he's there as well. Nothing on that front as yet, but I've only just I just sent him the message, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, I mean, that's about it. Oh yeah, I've been working on a couple of new projects, which have meant I've been on the road a lot, which have caused some problems with training. Pretty much means I'm training without a training partner now. I just need to get a bit more organised, really. There's no excuses. It's just been a bit of a shock to the system. Driving 12, 13 hours a day again is, it's not every day anyway. I mean, it's only a few days a month, but it's just thrown me out a bit. But I'll get on top of that and get that organised. Otherwise, all good, apart from food. Struggling with the food. The MPP really sorted my appetite out and I was doing okay. But since then, I'm finding it hard, very hard. I've got to push on. Excuse me. But in case you wondered, it's about 5:30 in the morning. I've got to push on, so we'll keep banging at it. And I'm sure I'll get on top of it eventually. And that's really it for the training stuff. Not much more to say on that front. A few other things though. Firstly, my cat got killed. Now, not Mr. Meep, sorry, Mrs. Meep, who's moaning in the background somewhere. She's fine, but we have another cat called Keeli, and he got run over on Tuesday last week. Poor little bugger. Luckily, it was quick, so small mercies for that. However, Mrs. Meep is missing him something chronic. Now, he was a black cat, grumpy as hell, cantankerous old git. So if anyone has a grumpy, cantankerous old black cat that they're looking for a home for, give me a shout. Because my little black and white kitten is missing a mate. Okay, now, hot topic at the moment, this one. Yes, the Thrush twins. Right, I've made my opinion of these guys well known. I'm not going to start going over it and over it and over it, because I'm not. At the end of the day, they do what they do. I don't agree with it. Quite strongly don't agree with it. It's not the style in which they do it. It's the content, to be honest. And their reactions when people face them about it. I've promised to behave, so I'm not getting into all that again. However, those two guys are behind a UGL called Max Tech, TECH, anabolics. This stuff is dodgy stuff. He's put 3 guys in hospital, potentially ruined one of their bodybuilding careers, though I think he's going to be okay. And they don't give a shit. They're still pushing it. Now, you know, selling gear is one thing, and fine, you know, without it we wouldn't have the industry we have, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. Selling dodgy gear is another thing. Knowingly selling dodgy gear is another thing again. And there's no excuses. I mean, this is just scumbaggish. It's lower than low. You know, our sport is fragile enough. We have enough problems with drug abuse scandals without somebody trying to make a quick buck by selling poisoned, dangerous, dirty drugs that are actually harming the sport just because they want to make a quick buck. Now, I know there's been quite a strong reaction to this, and I know quite a lot of people are up in arms. I believe Saifan from the gym they trained at in Birmingham has thrown them out, that they're no longer welcome there. And this has got quite a lot of exposure. But, you know, it needs to be said, it is out of order. There's no excuse for shit like this. If they didn't know when they got the first report, they should have pulled stock, stopped, checked, found out what was going on. But no, they were more interested in making a buck than they were in keeping people safe. Now, I'm not saying drug dealers are going to be conscientious people. You know, I mean, it goes against the nature of what it is. But steroid dealers or steroid manufacturers aren't in your typical band of drug dealers. I mean, I actually know some that if they can't produce a good product, won't produce at all. And the worst crime that most of them are guilty of is underdosing to make their raws stretch further. But to deliberately pump out dirty, unclean, unsafe stuff is a whole different ballgame. I mean, you know, there's one thing to take a bit of test 250 and find out that it's really only 175. Then I take a bit of test 250 and find out it's going to put you in hospital with an abscess on your ass the size of your head. There's no excuse. It's just bottom line scumbaggish. I can't say any more about it, really. But the main thing with this is, look, guys, if you come across Max Tech Anabolics, run a mile. All right, this gear is garbage. You do not want to be touching it. You will be ill. And I mean, it goes with all gears. You know, we're always going to run the risk because we don't know where this shit's come from. Use sources you trust. If you don't know any, find somebody you trust. It's difficult. At the end of the day, whenever there's money involved, there'll always be greed. And there'll always be those that are willing to make a buck and fuck the consequences of whatever happens to anybody. Unfortunately, for scum like that, and they do exist in this world far too often. But trust, you know, there's plenty of online forums that will give you reviews on certain labs. If you find what, check it out, check what other people have done, check the reviews before you even consider buying this crap, and then buy from a trusted source. Find someone who's got a reputation for delivering the great stuff. Even then, it's not risk-free, but let's minimise the risk. If it's cheap, chances are it's going to be garbage. Not necessarily. I mean, I know a few bits and bats that have floated around that have been cheap for genuine reasons. But, you know, too good a deal normally means it's too good a deal. So just be careful. Keep yourself safe, and let's not see any more people end up in hospital with growths the size of my biceps coming out of their asses, eh? Apart from that, guys, really, that's it. Nothing much happening. Couple of the big shows are coming up. Show season started. Everybody's getting ready. Not going to be going to many this year. Be quite honest, I can't be arsed watching 4 hours of boys in shorts and birds with the tits and asses hanging out. I probably will be going to the big ones, like, well, I'm planning on going to Hercules and Body Power, as we all know, so that'll be the main two. I might be going to Leeds. Also, Colin Wright's supplement business, Fitness for You, I think it's called, in Leeds. He's moving store next week, and he's having a grand opening, and I believe Flex Lewis is going to be there. He's asked me to pop over as well, so I'll show my big fat ugly face at that. If anyone's around, it'd be nice to meet you. And otherwise, I believe Test Muscle will release the first of my exercise instruction videos, I think tomorrow. Not sure what you'll think of them, but we'll have a go and see what you reckon. And that's it. Nothing much else planned at the moment. Just going to get my head down and get on with it. I've waned a bit in motivation of late. Workouts have been a bit subpar, and there's just been a bit of a case of getting through them. But I'm starting to get a bit of a, I don't know, taste for it again for some reason. So let's go with it and see what more we can stick on this frame before Body Power. Alright, keep safe, take care, and I'll speak to you all soon.